as the Biden administration continues to push the narrative that the debt limit deadline is looming. In fact, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen wrote to Congress last week and said she expects the U.S. will no longer be able to pay all of its outstanding obligations as of June 1st. And here to discuss why he does not agree with that is advisor to President Trump and host of Dick Morris Democracy. That would be Dick Morris. Hi, Dick. Great to have you with us as always. Shooting it straight with us as you always do. Is this debt limit default discussion, is that some level of fear mongering, or what's this all about?
It's totally phony, and I'll get to that in a second. But yesterday, in doing some research, I found a statistic that everybody here will find heartening. The murder rate is down 56.7% in El Salvador. So what's happening is all the murderers are coming north, going into the United States, doing their killing here. And the murder rate in El Salvador and Central America is collapsing.
Interesting.
Right.
We're connecting some dots.
They did crack down a little bit in El Salvador as well. But we do want to talk, though, about the administration here in terms of coming to a deal on the debt.
Let me do that. The whole thing of the debt limit is a totally fabricated alarm. The revenues of the United States government this year, for the balance of the year, are $2.7 trillion. And debt service, that is the interest and principal on the debt, comes to $364 trillion. So you don't need to borrow to pay the 360. You have the 2.7 trillion coming in tax revenues. And when you look at Social Security, that's 770 million, Medicare 426 million, veterans benefits 157, and military spending for the balance of the year 456. You have still 500 billion left to spare before you have to start borrowing money. Let me explain the con game. The Democrats are pulling a con by saying that we're endangering Social Security, Medicare, and debt service, and we could default. And the purpose of that con is they know that's not true. They know that we can pay for all of that out of tax money. But they know that the rest of the budget, the entire rest of the federal bureaucracy, all of those people that work for the government and are members of dues-paying Democratic unions, they're the ones who are facing the cut if we can't borrow, because they're the surplus ones. The Republicans are playing the same con game, but with a different goal. They're saying Medicare and Social Security and debt service are imperiled. But their goal is to panic the Congress into limiting spending and cutting back spending, which is all true. But don't make it like there's any danger here. The debt service, Social Security, Medicare, VA benefits, and the military can all be funded out of tax revenue. We don't need to borrow a dime for that. It's everything else that we have to borrow for.
Yeah, we'll have to wait to see how this all plays out. President leaves Wednesday morning for a 10-day trip to Asia. Senate's planning to leave Thursday, and then they're going to be gone until Memorial Day. So they're going to try and get something done here. Hopefully they can get it done in the next few days. Dick Morris, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate all of your insight.